So is the president ready to be decisive and firm, or is there a lack of leadership from the White House?
Joining us right now is author and conservative columnist Ann Coulter. Good morning to you. And by the way, her book Bugged just came out in paperback.
Thank you.
Bendable.
Well, what do you think of the president now dealing in Congress? Hey, you guys decide.
Right. Well, surprisingly enough, even the New York Times headline on this was, President drags Congress into box of his own making. I mean, what Republicans ought to be able to vote on in Congress is whether they could invent a time machine, go back, and not have Obama issue an ultimatum on chemical weapons. But, you know, I'm really enjoying seeing all these liberals, the utter blinding hypocrisy of them complaining about this chemical weapons attack. Saddam Hussein killed 10 times as many people with chemical weapons, 5,000 Kurds, his own Kurds, in a single day. And now suddenly, oh no, now we must be the country that stops these genocides. What about Rwanda? Is it better to see little kids have their limbs macheted off?
Should we turn a blind eye to it?
No, we ought to. We're a nation. He's the commander-in-chief. What America should do should be in America's national security interest. And I don't see any national security interest here. He doesn't either, or he wouldn't be trying to drag Congress in to make his decision for him.
You know, David Axelrod made a very political statement after. He says the president has effectively turned the tables on Republicans. The dog that caught the bus. Now, it seems to be a telling slip. Does that show that this is political when Axelrod makes that statement?
Yeah, we're talking about our national security, him being the commander-in-chief, and this is just a political game for them. No, you cannot trust Democrats to be commander-in-chief, and Americans remember that when you vote for president. They cannot take national security seriously. We do not intervene in countries to make America safer. I mean, there were 20 reasons to take out Saddam Hussein. And by the way, can you imagine if he were around now in the middle of this conflagration? Right. Literally, thank God George Bush took him out of the picture.
Well, now it looks like Congress is in. He's boxed Congress in. And we saw John McCain yesterday after the meeting with the president say, you know, unless Congress goes along with it, it could be catastrophic.
Oh, as opposed to going along with it, and then it's going to be smooth sailing. It's catastrophic to go in. I mean, if he hits the chemical weapon plant itself.
Boom.
Right. He could be responsible for releasing things. What if Syria retaliates? I mean, the entire world, they used to say under Bush, oh, the world hates us, the world hates us. Now the world is laughing at us. Can you imagine what Putin thinks of this guy?
Right.
What will happen if he intervenes and there is an attack on Israel or who knows where the attack could come from? By the way, these chemical weapons came from Iraq.
When you look at Pelosi,
Saddam.
I wouldn't doubt that. I would be very happy to see the top of those canisters to see what the return address is. When you look at Senator Kerry, Speaker Pelosi, and you look at others have all said positive things about Assad. Friendly, a reformer, agent for change.
Right.
And now he's enemy number one.
Right. Well, the point I'd make about this is liberals are so unserious that, I mean, obviously, any country we are not at war with, we are going to have diplomatic relations with. They made such a big deal of Donald Rumsfeld meeting with Saddam Hussein 20 years earlier.
I know.
We weren't writing puff pieces in Vogue about Saddam Hussein as they did about Assad.
All right. Always a pleasure. Check out Mugged in paperback. Ann Coulter, thank you.